colors or in colors of diamonds. So I think that makes it a lot of fun. Okay, so we're gonna talk about, excuse me, jewels of Istanbul. And this is one of our other very, very fine boutique categories that we have in different jewelry brands at HSN, and they're exquisite. Everything about it, from the polishing and the texturing of the metals to the colors of the metals. But here's what I want you to understand. It's Sleeping Beauty turquoise in here. And I don't have to say much more than that, because you know, if you follow us or you've been following Sleeping Beauty, I want to say this is probably one of the only categories that we still even have any remaining. And the reason it's so important when I say Sleeping Beauty is because that mine is 100% shut down. It is closed. We are not getting any Sleeping Beauty turquoise at this point, and we haven't been for several years now. And so to get Sleeping Beauty, and I'm not, you know, not taking away here from this gorgeous ruby in the middle, but I gotta stress, collectors, grab this while it's available at $99.90. It is our best value we have ever offered. I have sizes 5 through size 11, and it's that old world look that you're gonna see in this particular collection, Jewels of Istanbul. It's like these pieces could be, you know, over 2,000 years old by the coloring of the metal, by the texturing of the designs that they do in the metal. Really gives it that old world, you know, vintage, highly collectible, very, very special and unique, that kind of hand created, and these were, everything has to be hand finished on a piece like this. But going back to what I said, this is black rhodium, and that is 18 karat gold plating. So that's that richness of the patina of the gold. And then of course, black rhodium, which gives it almost like that black gold look. So we're looking at a 3 karat approximate ruby. Wow. And the ruby in the middle, it's a little bit hard to see, but it's actually, that ruby is faceted. Oh, there you go, there's a good close-up. So that's the carat weight on the ruby, and then of course the Sleeping Beauty round turquoise, they're 4 millimeters altogether, and the ruby is almost like a briolet in the way that it's styled and designed. So this is gonna be a 1-minute special or sellout. You get it? Our collectors of Sleeping Beauty, of rare treasures. I mean, even, just reminds me of like an antique that they would have found in Istanbul, you know, through hundreds and hundreds of years or thousands of years that just happen to maintain their ruggedness and the richness, and that's the kind of feel that you have in this silhouette. And there's something about red and blue, especially Sleeping Beauty, that's that robin's egg blue that we love so much, that works beautifully. This ring appraised at $438. So we certainly have a huge opportunity buy here at $99.90. And then 3 flex payments or 4 with your HSN charge card makes it even that much more affordable to be able to get it at home. And one of the other Jewels of Istanbul